A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this particular channeling session, I would be talking about intoxication. Now, this is a very different type of intoxication. This is not an intoxication that you have to consume. This is a type of intoxication which both masculine and feminine have experienced. The more they surrender, the more they get into illumination, harmonization, and towards union, followed by singularity. Singularity is the final stage of the twin flame journey. I know most people have given you the stages starting from recognition, but actually duality is the first step, the first stage. From duality is recognition, and so on and so forth. So when you are experiencing union, union is the place where the merging of the opposite energies, the polar energy starts taking place, where everything starts blending in. Not that it has not been blending in the previous stages, but in union it happens in full speed, or without any problems. A person will experience unconditional love, and they will see unconditional love in various people and various things they do. Unconditional love is not something that they have to look for, and when they start experiencing this type of love, they also experience a certain high. In English, we call it trance. In Urdu language or in Sufism, we call it khumari and surur. And in Hindi, the word can be nasha, but we all know that, when we talk about intoxication, people always think about alcohol or some kind of drug. Alcohol is supposed to be a lethal drug, but at the same time, they say that, some of the alcohols are very trippy, or they make people have a good time. However, in this channeling, I'm going to tell you what the person feels when this type of intoxication takes place in their body or senses, or even in their existence, in their ecosystem, wherever they go. The beginning of this type of love or this type of intoxication actually starts through your eyes. When you look into the eyes of a person who is full of love, or it can be said that you are full of love, but you may not be aware about it, so you are looking for that love everywhere. However, it's always the first look. When you are in the world of duality, you see that there are different types of people, and everything has a polar opposite to it. Every being even has a polar opposite to it. If there is day, then there is night. If there's darkness, then there's light. If there's a man, then there's a woman. If there's a yin, there's a yang. So by this kind of symbolism, what the higher beings are trying to tell you is that there is a separation. There is separation and there is an opposition. All right. But when you start stepping into recognition, where you seek this love and you look for this love through your worldly eyes, but something happens. It's in a look, maybe it's in an exchange, maybe it's in a glance, maybe it's in a smile, maybe it's in a conversation, a laughter. It can be anything. In that one look, in that one glance, this particular feeling of true love, of unconditional love. So the person who glances you, either that person should have unconditional love, or you should be full of unconditional love in that particular moment, or your search for unconditional true love has to be very, very pure. It cannot be mixed with desires. It cannot be mixed with lust. It cannot be mixed with anything. Your heart should be completely open at that point in time. And whether you want to dedicate yourself into a relationship, because when this starts, when the ascension journey starts, usually it starts via romantic illusions only. And from romantic illusions, people move to true love, to unconditional love. So the communication that happens through the eyes, where you don't need to even say a single word. You don't need to tell someone that I want this or I want that. But just looking at someone's eyes, you can experience the love. And that love, as I said, it transfers through the look. And then there is no looking back. So one person might question, or the person who's experiencing this type of love and these type of emotions might question, whose fault really is it? Who should I blame for this type of intervention? where, just through your eyes, the innocence, the love, the affection, the understanding, you experience certain type of intoxication. You feel a bit high. You feel mildly sedated in a way, but you have not taken any drugs. You have not taken any alcohol. You have not consumed anything. Nothing you have ingested. Nothing you have gotten injected with. Nothing of that nature. Nothing physically you have taken, but still you feel like you are a bit high. So it's not really possible to find out when, how, where does it actually happen. The starting point of how this type of intoxication starts working in your life is something that most ascensioners don't know, because it would not be correct to say that one remembers when it actually begins. Mostly people realize it when, as I said, they have reached the final stages. It starts happening after surrender more and more. Then in illumination, you feel it more. In harmonization, you feel even more. And when the union energies are working, then you enjoy this intoxication, but still there is no attachment towards this intoxication. There is pure detachment inside of you. There is no requirement. There is no desire. When this type of thing takes place, a person in their heart, you feel that there is a heart, but that heart opens up. That's actually your heart chakra. Your heart chakra opens up like this, like a disc. It opens up and it starts working. The energy starts flowing everywhere. And believe it or not, but I don't know, everyone should know it actually, but it is the heart chakra. Once it opens fully, then your alignment completes. Now you must be thinking, how is that possible? Because the alignment is supposed to be completed with the crown chakra, isn't it? Well, that's because when the Kundalini awakening or ascension happens, it's not always a linear process. Your root chakra works with your crown chakra. Your sacral chakra works with your Ajna chakra. Ajna chakra is your third eye chakra. And then you have your throat chakra, which is connected with your solar plexus. That's why when a person's solar plexus heals, they start speaking so well. The communication process becomes much, much better and smoother. So they can express themselves better. They can talk about love in a much better way. They can share their feelings with others. And many a times, they don't need to even communicate through words and languages, because their body language, their tone, their expressions, it all oozes out unconditional love for everyone. See, unconditional love is not specific for one person, but it could start from the search of trying to get it from a specific person. No doubt about that. So when all of these connections happen, finally when your solar plexus connects with your throat chakra, in the center you have the heart chakra. Heart chakra is literally in the center of all 7 chakras. So that's when it starts working properly. And when you feel this feeling in your heart, this love is oozing through your heart chakra, it's spreading everywhere. You start experiencing this surur, this kumari, this trance, this sort of intoxication, this mild high. You cannot even explain this high. Even if I say mild high or strong high, it won't make any difference, because it's very hard to explain the exact nature of this particular intoxication. And you cannot even decide when it comes or when it goes. When it comes on its own. When it goes away, it goes on its own. Sometimes people are in a state of solitude. They are literally lost in their own world, in their own bubble. They are very contained and very happy. And suddenly, they feel this type of intoxication. It really feels like, why? Why did I get into this state? Why did I enter this phase? Why did I look into someone's eyes? Or why was I even looking for love at one point? Because love is very painful. Finding love or searching for true love is not an easy process. It's a very painful process. But when you start connecting the dots, when you start figuring it out, what is the exact reason why there is so much suffering or why there is so much pain and testing and crisis, which happens in the initial stages of this journey, when you start understanding duality, and next step is recognition. Even that recognition can be spoken about. Recognition could be the beginning of this intoxication. But the testing and crisis are equally important, because you have to be worthy of it. You cannot get unconditional love like that. Unconditional love is not something that every Tom, Dick and Harry can achieve. It is literally by far the best quality of experience on this planet, the highest quality of experience. There is no match to this experience. There is no description. So everybody cannot get unconditional love in their life. For that you have to be very pure, very innocent, very loving, very giving. And you cannot be a fake person. You cannot be. Whether people like you or not, whether you have got good attitude or bad attitude or this attitude or that attitude, but it has to be real attitude. It has to be authentic attitude. Because later on, these authentic and pure-hearted people, when they are not able to find the right person, or when their relationships are not working out, or when the unrequited love problem is happening a lot with them, these people are not the type of people who are going to enjoy with others just like that. Maybe once upon a time they used to party a lot, they used to meet a lot of people, but in their innocent heart there was always this feeling that I should be with true love, or I should find someone who knows what true love is, or make me feel or experience true love. Once you experience this type of intoxication that I'm talking about, then nobody will stay in your eyes or in your heart or in your mind, in the sense wherever there is desire. If there is desire, that person cannot stay with you. If there is lust, that person cannot stay with you. If there is expectation, one or more or many, that person cannot stay in your periphery. Why? Because desire itself, or lust itself, or expectation itself is a low frequency, low vibrational feeling. You cannot be in low vibrational feelings, in worldly feelings, in sansaric feelings, and experience this type of high vibrational energy or frequency. Sometimes the person who's experiencing this intoxication wants to blame the one who gave it to them. But it is such a beautiful intoxication, Have you ever thought about being in love or experiencing love where you have no expectations, no demands, no wishes, you don't want anything, whether you're a man or a woman? Because in today's world, many people ask for a lot of things in exchange. It has to be either intimacy, sexual intimacy, exchange of time, presence. A lot of things are physical requirements in a person. But those people who have crossed that level, that stage, long back they would have crossed it, they then look for only commitment. They feel like, somebody should be with me, somebody should commit to me, somebody should be there for me, somebody should call me, somebody should message me, even if I don't meet a person. And then again they suffer in this. They suffer because of the expectations. Wherever there is expectations, there is going to be pain. Simple as that. But the moment you are free of expectations, you are free of any wants and desires, you are free from the bondage of this planet. Whatever this Maya, the planetary Maya is, or the illusion of this Maya is, or I would say it is testing and crisis, because Maya is also goddess. And Maya will not let you cross over till the time Maya is not sure whether you really are a sincere person, whether you are a dedicated person, a person who has true devotion. Now, where do you need to have devotion? That I will not define, because there are lots of places where you need to be devoted. But if you have devotion in you, how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you have devotion in one department also, that devotion will automatically start moving in all other departments and areas of your life. It really doesn't matter if a person is close to you, if a person is far away from you. You don't have any concern with distance, with time, with space. Nothing really matters, especially anything which is connected to the physical world, physical reality, with the body. Any demands of this body, they don't matter. When you are struck by unconditional love, when you experience unconditional love, you don't care about this, and somebody would think, oh, that's not possible, that's so difficult to achieve. Well, there are people who have achieved it, and there are people who are enjoying living in this sort of a space where nothing really matters. Ever since you have looked into the eyes of the one you love, the one you feel for, the one who makes you happy, that person is staying in your heart chakra, in your heart. So it really doesn't matter because you feel this person is always with you. Now, in devotion also, it's the same feeling. It's the same feeling. And that's why I'm saying, don't go by the words completely. Go by the emotion. Go by the feeling. Go by what I'm trying to say about the intoxication, not people, person. Don't listen to these words because our communication, our language is very limited. But I must say, once you experience unconditional love, you are also in a very different mood and zone. You are going to be happy just by yourself. Many a times you will crack jokes on yourself, upon yourself. Many a times you will think of a joke and you laugh loudly, and then you will be like, wow, this is a really cool joke, but I don't think if I can even explain it to another person because another person may not relate with it. So you have started telling jokes to yourself. You've started cooking for yourself. You've started enjoying with yourself. You started enjoying your company so much. You're literally in that phase where nothing matters because you have been experiencing this love. It is such a rare thing for so many people to experience, I would say. Anybody who feels this way is a very, very lucky person, very, very blessed person. These type of people are literally enjoying a frequency. We call it the love frequency, the true love frequency. They're in a very high vibrational state. And that's why it really doesn't matter who gives them what, because their connection of love is already being fulfilled. They are getting everything that they want and they don't even need anything, or they don't really say, I want this, I want that. No. But still, whatever they want, it's given to them. Now, some people experience some emptiness in between. They experience the intoxication, then they feel empty. They feel good for some time and they feel like, I am connected to something very different, something very higher. They are very understanding at that point in time, but then they feel the empty feelings. That emptiness is actually coming because you are attached to certain people, certain places, certain things, certain situations. You are very much attached to it still. And attachments and expectations go hand in hand. The person who experiences this type of intoxication is actually blaming the one who caused it, the one who is the reason behind it. Like, it's because of you that I'm experiencing this high. It's because of you that I'm intoxicated. It's because of you that I'm going through this experience. In very simple words, on this planet, you must have noticed that everything that looks like love may not be love. But the language, the way it is dished out to people, it is dished out or it is served as love. For example, when you feel this intoxication, you also feel a little bit of madness, a little bit of obsession, but there is no physical thing or desire to obsess about. You're just obsessing about love sometimes, true love. Again, these words have been misused, misquoted, misrepresented so many times by so many different people that when someone actually wants to talk about love or when actually you want to define love, you're confused. Because if you are able to demarcate love like this, that means you know what the fake love is all about, the lust. Lust is not love. It is a very degraded form of love, so we never consider it as love. But wherever there is lust, you can never feel this way. You can never have this surur or khumari or this type of trance. Shiva used to always be in a trance. Why? Because he's always in unconditional love. He's always in that vibration. Now, this person, whosoever I'm channeling, the person who resonates with this, channeling this message, would think that I was never a person who was so much into drugs or so much into drinking. Like maybe once upon a time they were a social drinker, once upon a time they were getting invited, or they were also going out with a lot of people. But with time and with inner work, these habits, they die automatically. You don't have to do anything. If you have been eating meat, you'll stop eating meat. If you are practicing lust with various people or with one single person also, you will stop doing it. If you are drinking alcohol, if you're taking some kind of chemical drugs, you will stop doing that. If you have some problem due to which you have to take certain medicines, that problem will go away. That's the power and the magic of true love. So this person is thinking, whosoever is experiencing this intoxication, this high, is thinking that I genuinely didn't or never wanted to. You would be thinking that I'm not a type of person who wants to drink or who wants to get high. Like, no longer I'm like that, because it's boring for me. It's no longer fun for me to be that version that I used to be that worldly version of myself that I used to be. So you would be thinking all of these things, and then when this intoxication hits you, you are like, wow, without consuming any alcohol, I feel like I'm a bit high. Or this bad habit of drinking and doing drugs or consuming anything which is chemical based, or living your life on those lines and principles, even lust for some people, these bad habits are no longer there in this person. Even if they had it long time back, they would still feel that it was only a social obligation and they were trying to fit in too hard with other people. That's why they were doing certain things. And the more they reform, the more they purify, the more they get deeper and deeper into this type of inner work, the more they feel that they are not actually needing any of these worldly tools and techniques to fit in with other people or be loved or get loved or feel nicer about yourself, about your physical or your worldly identity. They don't feel like this anymore. And it's been for some 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Some people even have told me, they have reported to me, that the longer time they have spent in this, the more they want. But this is a type of want which is not even considered as a desire, because there is nothing physical that you want, nothing materialistic that you want. You only tell God, the higher beings, the masters, source, that make me a person who doesn't want anything. Because the more your expectations die, the more your desires are done with, the more you feel it in your system, in your DNA, in every pore of your body, you feel it. Now, one more thing I want to say, that there are some people who don't want to involve in physical intimacy. They don't like physical intimacy or getting too close with people. A lot of people in this journey are actually asexuals, and they may not even realize it, but later on they start figuring it out. But what these people have reported to me, and some of you might resonate with it, is that this person didn't want to involve with other people as such, but they enjoyed romance. They like to flirt. They like to explore love. They would meet someone, they would talk to someone, they would flirt a bit with someone, they would have some romantic talks, and that's it. That's what they enjoy. They used to enjoy. They used to enjoy because they had this habit of looking for love. Wherever they would see a beautiful face, a beautiful person, if it's a woman, a handsome man, if it's a man, a beautiful woman, they would be like, okay, let's talk to this interesting person. But now that they have changed so much, now that they have started experiencing unconditional love, they don't need to do this as well. This habit, or this, you can say, hobby, is also gone out of the window. The person who experiences this type of intoxication says that there are many brands of alcohol, and this person is actually comparing the intoxication with alcohol or some kind of chemical stuff that they have tried in their life before, maybe, if not now, previously. They feel that this type of intoxication is not available in the alcohol. They have tried, some of them have tried the best of the best alcohol. They've tried champagne, they've tried wine, they've tried red wine, white wine, they've tried whiskey, they've tried scotch, maybe vodka, maybe gin, maybe tequila. Some might have also tried some local liquor that is made. But the thing about alcohol, or the thing about any other such intoxication, is that you're going to consume it in the night or wherever in the day. It will last for a certain number of hours, and during that time you will act in a certain way, you'll behave in a certain way. You might not even know who you are. You might not even be yourself. You might be somebody else. like how it happens in bipolar personality disorder. And it is also said that chemicals and too much alcohol makes a person bipolar, and there is no cure for bipolarity other than adhyatmikta or ascension work. Medicines cannot cure bipolarity or any such disorder. It can make a person numb, it can make a person feel calm for some time, but everybody has to depend on these pills, and the more you depend on these pills, the more it becomes worse and worse and worse for your condition, for anyone's condition, not you specifically, but in general. So now, what this person who's experiencing the intoxication says is that I have tried various things in my life. I am a person who has experienced it all, and after experiencing all these things, I quit everything. But today, this person is sitting and thinking that everything that you consume, it will have certain expiry date or certain limited time. You get drunk in the night, by morning you wake up, you have hangover, your intoxication is gone. You have some tequila shots, you dance for 3 hours, it's gone. 4 hours, it's gone. But this intoxication never goes away. Once it starts happening to you, it will never go away. And that's why this intoxication is so great, is so high, is so respected, hugely respected by those people who experience it, because it never dies. On this note, I will sign out from this particular session. May you all work so hard on yourself, you do so much inner work, that those who are not experiencing this also start experiencing this phenomenon, which has been quoted by a lot of mystics, a lot of ascended masters, a lot of divine lovers, true lovers. They've all experienced it, and that's why they talk about it, so that others also experience it. You can check out the description box to find out more about coaching, therapies and readings, personal sessions with hand-holding. And you can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com once you are sure of what you want to go ahead with. You can also support my content on Patreon and become my Patreon forever. And you can also get my book In the Name of Love, which is a journey of finding your ultimate soulmate, only on Amazon Kindle. The link is also given in the description box. One love, peace out, and Jai Shri Ram. By the way, one love and peace out. After that only this intoxication happens. See you later in another one.